Why, hello there and welcome back. On this episode of The Grave Raider, we are adventuring through West Dorset of England. I've visited this place on many occasions and I've found over time, no matter how long I stay away, I always feel drawn back here. So once again I have returned, and this time I thought we could spend a casual day together. So without further ado, let's continue, shall we? To start my day off camera, I woke early and went with a quick morning routine before I promptly set off for my first stop, the crystal shop. I have very fond memories of this place. I love it so much that I actually travelled here once just to visit this shop only. If you ever find yourself down this way, please pay them a kind visit. I don't think I have ever left here empty-handed, and this time was no different. I purchased a few exquisite pieces yesterday and returned this morning for some bookends I spotted. I forgot to ask as I was in such a rush, but to me they appear to be fossil stone, Himalayan fossil stone to be exact. Either way, I love them, and perhaps I shall make a haul episode. Let me know in the comments, would you like to see what I purchased during my stay? Anywho, moving on. Next, I'm heading over to a restaurant near the beachfront called Swims. Swims is a very popular restaurant here, and it is always ever so busy, and after tasting their food it's most obvious as to why that is. There are two places you may dine, inside the restaurant or outside. You can book a reservation online, but that's for inside only. The outside tables are first come, first serve. Upon my arrival, the place was full. There's no room for me, but as I said, the outside tables are first come, first serve, so I waited there patiently on a nearby bench, and for perhaps 5 minutes or so, I spotted someone leaving their table, and it was soon mine, so luck was certainly on my side today. I should also mention they serve allergy-friendly food and drinks. They take this so seriously that they have a second separate kitchen made specifically for their allergy-friendly food. That way there is no cross-contamination. If you're curious as to what I ate, I ordered their gluten-free fish and chips, which also do not contain dairy or egg. For sauce, I brought my own tomato sauce as I much prefer my own. And lastly, for my drink, I ordered a simple lemon and lime. Also, it is to note that the fish and chips come with a dish filled with complimentary tartar sauce, which does in fact contain dairy. This can easily be fixed by simply asking for it to be left out, which is what I asked for. The food was divine, not greasy at all. I ended up finishing my whole plate and was only left wanting more. Here is my order and here is my view from the table, and would you look at what a lovely day it is. Birds were singing, people were socialising, families were playing with their loved ones. How splendid. I could have easily sat here and people watched for a while, but I did not want to be selfish and take up a table, so now let's head onwards towards our next stop. I am heading over to another crystal shop I visited yesterday for one specific piece that has been driving me mad all day and night. A quick recap, yesterday afternoon as I was exploring around, I headed into a second crystal shop. As I walked through the door, there was a glass cabinet to the right. Immediately I spot this large rounded object with bright streaks of blue lying inside. I had not the foggiest idea as to what it was, but I just had to see it. There were a few people stood there, so I waited patiently aside. The second the people moved, I darted over, and it turned out to be a large sodalite crystal carved into a skull. And, well, you all know how I feel about skulls. I could not stop staring. It was as if it was speaking to me from beyond the glass. As I said, I had previously spent some money at the other crystal shop that day, and sodalite isn't exactly the most inexpensive crystal. I kept trying to tell myself that I did not need it, so I left. I spent the rest of the day with it on my mind, and this morning was no different. So after swims, I headed straight there to retrieve it. Well, that was before I did a quick outfit of the day, but as I was saying, I darted back to the same cabinet as before, and it was nowhere to be seen. I asked a member of staff about it, and both employees suddenly looked at each other in the most bizarre manner and told me how strange it was for me to ask. They went on to say that this skull had been in their collection for some time, and they had struggled hard to sell it. Only yesterday did they put it inside the glass cabinet, which was the day I visited, with a feeling that someone would have a spark with it and purchase it, but no one did. Then this morning, after realising it wouldn't sell, they had taken it out of the cabinet before opening shop, and had been jokingly talking to it behind the counter all morning, still discussing how the right person would want it. As I'm told all this, suddenly the lady pulled it from behind the counter, out of sight, and there it was. To see it out of the cabinet and to be able to hold it, I was in love. They again said how strange it was how I walked in out of the blue, and even joked about how it was meant to be, and that's when one of them pointed out my skull cane, which further added to the strangeness of it all. It was like the prophecy had come true, and for the cherry on top, just like my luck earlier at swim, it was on sale at half off. What utter luck! I can't wait to take this beautiful piece home with me. I think it will look best beside my bed. Speaking of bed, I shall now head back to wind down for the rest of the day. I have more plans tomorrow, and I want to make sure I have my strength, as should you. Thank you very much for spending the day with me, and ta-ta for now.